All right, I'm gonna explain a little bit of stuff on how to meal prep because I think a lot of people actually have the discipline to eat healthy. They just don't have the discipline around cooking the healthy meals and then having it in a place where it's easy for them to grab it. Because if you're in a situation where it's like you don't have food and you're hungry and maybe you're rushed or you have to go to work or something like that and you don't have something to grab, that's a lot of times an easy time to eat something less than optimal or less than what you know you want to eat. And so I figured out a system that will help you to prep your meals for the next 3 to 4 days, or you can even do it for the whole week, depending on like what kind of meals you're actually eating. And it makes it like a lot easier to actually hit your calories and hit your macros as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna explain that. It's kind of like multidisciplinary thinking by taking systems theory and putting it into meal prep. Although I need to learn more about systems theory. So our systems thinking. So basically, the idea for me is I take a look at what kind of foods I have to eat. So right now I'm doing like blueprint tangent. So it's cauliflower, broccoli, lentils, and then eggs, some like toppings that would be like second breakfast. First breakfast is pretty simple. It's like just nuts like almonds or trail mix, and then or like mixed nuts rather than trail mix. So that's not really doesn't take any prep. And then the third meal, which is kind of like dinner, like an early dinner, that's chicken and chickpeas usually. Um, and so for me, I look up like on ChatGPT or whatever. Okay, what's like the amount of time it can last in the fridge? So for most of those things, it's around 3 to 5 days, and like 4 days, being kind of a sweet spot there. So there's two routes I can go from this, and this is just all to help you understand like the way I see it, so you can do the same thing for your meals. Because most people eat pretty similar foods, around like 5 to 10 meals, kind of on rotation throughout the week, and that just creates your body basically. So basically, I think about it that way. So I have, okay, 3 to 5 days. So that means I can either freeze my meals and make it all on Sunday, or I can cook 2 times a week. And cooking or freezing the meals is potentially easier, but personally, I just hate how like frozen broccoli tastes. I think it tastes disgusting. So it's not really like much of an option for me. I think it also has some damage to like the nutritional value of the food, but yeah. So, anyways, you can do either way. It would be better to eat healthy with slightly damaged nutritional value than not have meal prepped and not be eating healthy, if that makes sense. So, for me, I'm like, okay, let's just do 2 times per week. So then on Saturday and maybe Wednesday, or something like that. I'm not always perfect on the days, like because 3 or 4 days, obviously it's a 7 day week, so sometimes it'll be like in like a bit of a weird 8 day split, or like it'll rotate every 4 days like that. So it'll change day to day. But what I've been trying to do is have my cooking time in like a 2 3 hour block on that day, and then have the food in like a pot. I can actually show you. It's like in a pot basically. So I can just take it, and then I don't have to cook so much. So like this is the broccoli cauliflower. It's like 4 days worth. And then lentils are out, so I kind of mistimed it. Chicken, you can see I'm almost due for another batch. Same thing with like chickpeas or beans. I have beans right now instead of chickpeas. But yeah, so that way in the morning when I have to have like my meal that I have to cook, I can just make the eggs really quick, dump all those prep things into the pot, and then it only takes like 10-15 minutes rather than having like that constant decision fatigue of like, what am I going to eat? How am I going to do this? Where's the food coming from? Which I think causes a lot of like mental strain, especially if you're busy or doing other things. and you have like stuff, taking your attention away. So for you, I would think about it like this. What kind of meals do you want to eat? Um, Try to be like relatively realistic and pick two things that you can batch cook 2 times a week or 1 time a week and freeze. Or I know I've seen people do like once a month and freeze, which you can do. I don't know if I have the containers or the fridge space for that, but if you're someone who can do that, that would be cool. So yeah, do that. Prep your food, and then you'll be able to kind of eat a similar thing every single day and hit your calories every single day. It's like a way to systemize your calorie intake and your like healthy eating, pretty much the habit. So yeah, that's pretty much most of it, I think. Yeah, if you want like any help, I'm doing free calls, if you want to click the link. But yeah, no worries if not. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much everything. I think if you get that, you'll have a lot easier time eating healthy and not having so much problem with like the actual discipline of eating rather than the discipline of cooking. So that kind of fixes the discipline of cooking, which I think is a big part of it. So yeah, hope that's helpful. Subscribe if you want. Peace.